Hello, Coach. Coach Sam here with Underdog Hoops. In today's video, we are going to be discussing how you can create a practice plan through your FastScout if you have FastScout. Well, I recommend FastScout because there's so much to offer. So, when I want to create a practice plan of some kind, you can go and create a practice plan. Easy. Okay. So usually what I do is I'll put in the date. Today is the date that I'm recording this is 5/25/23. So if we put that in there, okay, we save it as that date. Okay. Um, if there's a template that you prefer, then you would go to saved templates. Okay, and then you would pick from the drop down menu below. If you didn't have one, which I'm just going to make a blank one so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. And this is it, okay? So this is our blank template for the school that I work at, okay? So here's what we're going to do with this template. This is a blank template that you can do pretty much anything with, okay? So what I usually like to do is make sure that this is named practice planner or plan. Okay, and then that's it. Um, the second thing that I like to do is I kind of don't like this here, so I'm going to take it out. So that's just how I like it. Um, the next thing that I want to do is create a text box. So the text box will be, any pre-practice things that you need to do, um, anything like that. So pre-practice, okay. And I'm gonna put that over here. Usually, um, the next thing that I want to do is create a custom table. So this is important to me, and it is important. Let's see. Okay, so we have 5 of these. So what I like to do here is I like to add a first, second, and third group. If you have that many players, some people only have a first and second group, that is fine. You can just do that. Oh, okay. Can't spell. Uh, okay, so first, second, third group. Okay, there you go. This is what I like to do. So you put your names in 1 through 5, so your starting five or whatever you want to do. And this is called our depth chart. Okay. Okay, so that is our depth chart. So we have our depth chart, our pre-practice. So if you want, it doesn't really matter where you put these. Um, I like to have everything kind of organized, and it just makes my job a little easier. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to create a practice plan. So I like to have four wide, or four columns and a bunch of rows. Okay, so this is what it'll look like. I'm gonna drag this out and we'll just keep on adding some at the bottom. So to add some, you'll click this button right here, and you're just gonna keep doing it until you feel like you have enough. So what I like about this tool is, so this is gonna be our game or our practice schedule. Practice schedule. Okay, so this is our practice schedule. Okay, we have time. So the time that the drills are going to be, and this can be smaller. Okay, so we don't need it to be that big as it was. You're going to do drill slash, usually I just put drill and it'll, because they're all drills. And then emphasis. So what do you want to emphasis? So emphasis or focus. Okay. And then the second thing that I would like to do is I want to specify what coach is doing what job. Okay. So I may want a certain coach to be doing a certain job. And that is just, it might be as simple as, you know, um, bigs and guards. We separate bigs from guards for a little bit, and that's how we do it. So what you would do is you're going to fill in your time. So if you have a drill, let's say you have practice at 10 o'clock in the morning, and you want to warm up first. So you warm up, you write your practice plan, or you're warming up. Okay, warm up. Okay, what do you want to focus on? What is your focus? Um, so you want to focus on stretching and dribbling. So in my drills, I usually like to do combine that. So I have them stretch, I have them jog, and I have them dribbling in that 10 minutes. Okay, the second thing that I do is usually I'll add a water break. Okay, so there's a water break. Usually I'll have water and free throws midway through as well. Okay, so we have water and free throws. The second thing that or the next thing that I would do is add another water break. Sometimes I don't use this one, but it is, you always want your kids to be hydrated or your athletes, so that's important. Okay. And then I'll usually add something at the end because I usually try to keep it consistent at the end. So this is what I like to do for the practice schedule. So here's my pre-practice, my depth chart, my practice schedule, and then we'll put what we emphasize here. And then if we have, let's say we have bigs and then guards, you would put in whatever box or whatever coach you wanted to go designate to that area. So if you wanted a coach to work with the guards, you'd put their name. So I'm going to put my name if I'm working with the bigs, and then someone else's name if they're working with the guards. Okay, so that's what I like to do for that. Um, the next thing that I would add, and this is just a preference of mine, is I want to make sure that I have a text box for upcoming or next day info. Okay, so this is what I like to do. Um, if we're riding a bus to a certain place, they need to, I want to make sure that I write everything down so that my students or athletes know that where they need to be, know what they need to do before a certain time, what like any updates on any scheduling or like what time the bus leaves, what time practices the next day, any sort of information that is vital for the student athlete to know. That's usually what I like to put in there. So that's that. I like to have a place where, we have reminders. So reminders of our goals, okay? Um, so that it just reminds me, okay? So those are our goals. And then at the bottom, some people or some people like this, some people don't. But I like to have my plays. So whatever, how many offenses or defenses I have, I will create a area where I can focus and put these in organized space. Makes it a little easier for me to navigate and find things. So this is um, play chart. So I could put anything defensive related, anything offensive related, anything like that. And then that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all my practice plan is. At this, like this practice plan, very detailed, but it's very simple to look at because I have everything written down usually in my practices, the time I want things to end, the time I want things to start, um, goals, what are our goals for that season, the next day info, make sure that all my student athletes are up to date with all that. And then I have my play chart, which is very important for me to look at when I'm practicing. And maybe I'll forget something that we ran. It just keeps me organized, keeps me uh, more aware of what they do know and what they don't know, because sometimes in the midst of a season you don't remember if you did that or not, and you can kind of add it as you go along. So what I like about this is that it keeps me organized. It keeps me ready to go when I'm a coach, and I hope you guys found this useful. Um, and I hope that this helps you guys understand uh, how fast draw or how fast scout works. And I hope to see you on the next video.